It's me, Renee. I'm back. So last week, exactly when you see this, it's gonna be exactly a week ago. I did a reread of Fire and Stars by Audrey Coulthurst, and I realized, thinking about it, I realized I'd never really done a book review of this book. I think I probably mentioned it before, but I haven't really talked about it specifically. And yeah, it is a favorite read of mine. So I thought, you know what? Why not make a dedicate video to the greatness of this book? Uh, also, first, I just want to say the first time I read this book was on audio. It's narrated by Maura Quirk and Saskia Maleveld, two of my favorite narrators. So if you like audiobooks, I recommend that one highly. But if you for some reason don't like audiobooks, that also happens. Or if you want to read it with your eyeballs of Fire and Stars, the book itself, it's just amazing. I love it so much. So, yeah. What is A Fire and Stars all about? It is a YA book. I'm gonna put a pin in something, but I mean, some aspects of it might make it less YA for some people. I'm gonna talk about that one later, but the the main plot line is it's a high fantasy series. It's Dana and uh, I'm just going and Mare. They're both princesses. Dana is getting married to Mare's brother because of alliances and because of an old agreement, whatnot, to help two kingdoms, stuff like that. It's not a love match at all. It's just been arranged for many years ago. And the book starts with Dana arriving in the kingdom that she's going to live in from now on. This kingdom is very anti-magic, and Dana can use fire. Like she can control fire in somewhat of a way. So that is interesting because in this world where magic is not looked upon in a good way. Yeah, so she has to hide that. And then pretty quickly, she kind of. And yeah, you also know that it's established quickly that the two kingdoms are quite different. Dana is not going to be queen in her kingdom or in her homeland because she's the youngest, not because she's a woman. While in this kingdom where she ends up, it's all about the sons inheriting. So the son that she's marrying is not the oldest, but is a son. So he has to, take charge because you can't have a queen. You have to have a man in charge. So I quite like that. It kind of shows that there's different ways of ruling, I suppose, in a way, because I mean, they both kingdoms are from the same. It's from the same timeline, but they're quite different cultures, I would say, because of gender being a thing or not, or like who's born earliest. I suppose you could also say like should it also matter who's born the earliest? Because I mean, you could have a person who's very mature but who's the youngest, who's non-binary. So like, yeah, all these things are just, a bit random, but yeah. Um, it's a dual point of view story, and pretty quickly you understand that Dana and Mare start to have feelings for each other, but of course that's difficult because in this world it's not difficult because they have feelings for other women. No, that's not the issue. There's queerness around in this story, so that's not really doesn't really seem to be like a big issue in itself. The issue is that of course Jenna is supposed to get married to Mayor's brother, so yeah, she shouldn't fall in love with the sister. She should fall in love with the brother. But also, yeah, there's also some drama. Some stuff happens at the court. People are getting killed. So there's like, okay, so who's going around killing and what's happening with that and how could that guy be killed because it's difficult. So There's this mystery around that, and I just love it so much. I suppose the beginning of the book I would say is somewhat a bit slow. I would say the first 50 pages it's good, but not that much happens. But around page 100, things really start to happen. Things have been established, and now, boom, things really happen. So that's fun. Um, and then yeah, it just kind of snowballs from there, really. I would also say this is the first in duology. I would say it doesn't end on a cliffhanger. It does not end on a cliffhanger, but it ends in a place where like you want to know what's gonna happen next. So I suppose if you want to pick up this book after this book review, it'll be quite happy for you because this book came out like 10 years ago, so all books are out. So you don't have to wait for anything. And also, for some reason, I don't think the author has written anything else since. I don't know what happened with that, but yeah. Now, to put the pin out. So, as I said before, part of this story is a love story between two women. Well, two women. It's a YA book. So Dana is, I believe she's like 17. Yeah, 17. And Mare is a bit older. I think she's maybe 19, 18. I think maybe she's 2 years older. Not quite sure, but at least she's older. Towards the end of this book, they do not just kiss, but they also. I don't know what happened there. They get together in the biblical way, as in a spicy scene. I suppose you could also say like, what defines a spice? But I would say like, yeah, it is open door. Yeah, we can have open door in YA books. I would say yes because it's called young adults and like 18-year-olds, 17-year-olds reading this will like want a story to like you want stories to be realistic and like quite a lot of 18-year-olds, 17-year-olds have sex. So I would say having sex in a book doesn't make it not YA. I would say if you have sex in every other page, that's something else. But like here, there's one sex scene and also, the sex scene is not very detailed. They talk about this, the kissing, and then they talk about how they go further. Let's take our clothes off. But it's not like, I'm touching you here, let's touch me there, touch me there, touch me there, touch me everywhere. It's not like very graphic at all. So I would say, yeah, in my mind, this is still YA. Even though it has sex, yes, it's still YA. Also, there's one sex scene. In my mind, one sex scene does not make an adult book. Now, you could argue with me, and that's fine. Argue all you want, but that's my opinion of it, really. Um, and yeah, of Fire and Stars, if you want high fantasy with romance in it, and high court drama and twists and turns, this is the book for you. I highly, highly recommend it. It is funny, plot twisty, great characters all around. It's just the best. And yeah, also, of course, there is, there is, there is a beautiful map. So yeah, so nice map. I suppose you might ask yourself, Renee, why is your copy like that? I bought it used, so that's why it's like this. And also, I suppose I wouldn't mind if it's like this anyway, because I don't mind books being a bit used and roughed, but yeah. So that's my recommendation for you today. If you're looking for a sapphic romance, if you're looking for a high fantasy, look no further than here.